Hey, Chris, just kind of simply, how do you make up for the loss of Tyson?
I think it's going to be roll by committee. There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to have to step up, myself included. We got younger guys like Loudermilk and Carlos that we're excited to get in the mix. Obviously, Bugs has been around a while and is going to have to step up as well. But we're excited for the challenge. And whenever Tyson comes back, we're going to welcome him with open arms. But until then, it's going to be a bigger load on a lot of the younger guys and myself included.
Brian Backo. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, Chris. Obviously, you guys would have liked to have been 2-0 after yesterday, but through 2 weeks, all 4 teams in the AFC North are 1-1, kind of back to square one, and you guys have a divisional opponent coming in for the first time Sunday. Do you think this is one of the toughest divisions in the NFL? And as someone who's been on the other side of it, does Ben kind of take his game to another level for these AFC North matchups?
Yeah, I think this is definitely one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL. You saw the game last night with the Ravens and Chiefs, and how the Ravens battled back from a 11-point deficit in the fourth quarter and won that game. Obviously, Baker and the Browns are rolling, and I think Cincinnati is going to be a tough challenge for us as well, especially this coming week. So a lot of good teams in this division. I think all 4 of us have the chance of making the playoffs this year. So that's going to be our biggest thing this year, is getting through the division, and it starts next week with the Bengals.
All right, let's go to Tim Benz. Tim?
Chris, after halftime yesterday, once they had a chance to kind of realize that Tyson was out and TJ was out, did you notice that they blocked it up any differently up front once the injuries took place to your defensive front?
No, I think they were still kind of at least pass blocking the same way. They were setting their pass protection to the 3-tech to our strength of the defense. So that was kind of constant all throughout the game. But obviously with those 2 guys out, our pass rush lacked a little bit. But like I said, we're excited for the challenge these next coming weeks. Hopefully TJ can come back sooner than later. I'm not too sure what his situation is like, but we're excited for the challenge.
Nick Fairbaugh.
Hey, Chris, with Tyson out for the year now, you kind of talked about this earlier in the year. You might be playing a little bit more of pretty much anything they ask. Do you expect to play more at that nose, even though Carlos and Bugs are there as well to potentially fill that role? Do you think you might be a potential fit at the nose with Tyson out for an extended period of time?
If Mike T and Dunbar, my D-line coach, wants me to play there, I can play there. Like I said, we have Carlos and Bugs that I think are going to do a great job at that position. They're young, but they've gotten a lot of snaps. At least Bugs has over the last couple of years. So I'm excited for them to fill that role. But I can play up and down the line. So I'm excited for the challenge, whatever the game plan is each week that Mike T has planned for us. But until then, I'm going to probably keep my position and stay where I've been, especially with Tyson out for the forthcoming season, or for foreseeable time, and with Tua out for a while too.
Brooke Pryor.
Yeah, Chris, when we talked with Cam yesterday, he said that Tyson is kind of the good cop to Cam's bad cop sometimes in that room. How do you guys make up for, obviously, the loss of Tyson is big on the field, but just in the meeting room, how does him dealing with this injury and now being out for an extended time shift the leadership and the dynamic of that room? And how do you kind of help make up for that intangible loss?
Yeah, I think Cam's our, undoubted leader. He's the captain of our team, obviously in the D-line. But yeah, Tyson, he's been in the league. This is his 12th year. But he is kind of that good cop to Cam's bad cop. So maybe I can fill that role. Or, I'm sure Tyson's going to be in our meeting room helping out the young guys, helping us out, game planning, and just trying to lift our spirits, because that's what we're here to do for him as well. Yeah, we'll see how that goes with Cam. Maybe he tones it down a little bit, but we're going to miss Tyson for the foreseeable future for sure.
Yeah, kind of in what ways was he a good cop? Was Cam like the one that would get like kind of angry on you guys, and Tyson like tone it down in the room? Like how did that work?
I wouldn't say angry, but Tyson's the calm, kind of chiller aspect to Cam's, the yin and yang type thing. So when it comes to, just joking around or Cam getting on the younger guys a little bit, even in a joking way. Tyson's always there to lighten the mood a little bit and make it a more enjoyable space when it comes to Cam being a little bit of a bully in a good way.
Chris Adamski.
Hey, Chris, is it fair to say, I think that as we went through camp, especially seeing, I think Carlos and Bugs and Mondu and some of the, you guys had depth on the D-line. That was something we thought even before, all these injuries came, and now it looks like you're going to need it. Is that something that you guys felt from the very beginning, that you've had guys that could fill in if needed?
Absolutely. Like you said, with Mondu, he's on practice squad now, and we thought he was going to be on the roster, but we just had so many guys with a lot of depth this year that he got to practice squad. But hopefully he can get pulled up this week. I'm not sure what the coaches have planned, but I'm excited for him to get another chance. He played well last year when called upon. But yeah, the young guys like Loudermilk, he played pretty well last year or last night for us. It being his first game as a rookie. So I'm excited to see him continue to take steps and progress. But Bugs and Carlos are right there too, and I'm excited for them to take that next step as well.
All right, roll back for some follow-ups. Brian, back up.
Yeah, Chris, yesterday you guys had the 4th and 1 for the offense, and Coach Tomlin elected to punt. You guys did stop them. Then last night, as you mentioned, watching the Ravens game, they had that 4th and 1 and got it at the end of the game after going for it. As someone who's been with both teams, do the Ravens maybe do more analytics in their decision-making? I know they have a whole analytical department. Are there major differences between them and the Steelers and stuff like that?
I can't really speak on that too much just because I'm not the one making those decisions. That's, either Coach Harbaugh or Coach Tomlin. So they have the reasons for either going for it or not going for it. And, sometimes you roll the dice and sometimes you don't, but I'm sure they have good reasoning for the decisions either way.
Go to Nick Fairbaugh.
Hey, Chris, can you talk a little bit about what you've seen from Davis as he's come into his second year? He obviously missed last week with a knee injury, but what have you seen throughout camp through now when he's gone from year 1 to year 2 that makes you confident he could step in there at the nose?
I think he's just a more confident player in himself. Obviously, as a rookie, you're dealing with 100 different things other than just football, trying to learn a new city, a new way to you go on from being the big dog at Nebraska to being a rookie. So I think he was learning and trying to figure out just life in general last year. Now you can see he's a little more comfortable, a little more confident on and off the field, which I think is going to help him a lot. His get off is ridiculous, and his pass rush skills have only increased this year. So I'm excited to see him get some sacks this year and get some pressure on the quarterback with his God-gifted talents.
All right, we'll go back to Jeff.
Chris, I know you've only been here a year and a half, but a similar question with Bugs. Where have you seen him improve in the time that you've been here?
Yeah, I think he just understands his role a little more. I think he understands the defense in general. When he's in there, he can disrupt some things in the middle, especially at that nose position, clog up holes, push the lineman back to make the running backs bounce from run situations. And he's gotten better in the past as well. So, like I said, I'm excited for all these young guys, and myself included, to take that next step and to fill in for Tyson and Tuitt.
And then Chris Adamski, and we'll wrap it up.
Hey, Chris, I don't know. It was sort of it didn't all happen at once per se. So there wasn't a moment where you had to, rally the troops or whatever it is. But did Coach Dunbar, does he have, you lost, Tuitt was on IR, and then you did Davis for the game. And then you lose on the first series, you lose another deal. I mean, your unit was pretty depleted at that point early in the game yesterday. Is there like a rallying cry? What's Coach Dunbar like? And did he say anything like, hey, we need everybody to do this or whatever it might be?
I mean, I think it's just more of an understanding. When you have someone like Tyson go down, everyone understands what he brings to the table, what he brings to the defensive side of the ball and at that nose position. And we all have to step up. There's no rah-rah speech or, rallying the troops. We understand what the mission was. Obviously, we lost last week or yesterday, and we're excited for the challenge this week. But I think when you lose a guy like Tyson, you kind of have to think a little bit about, who's going to step up, and I think that's going to be all of us. And then I think at the end of the day, we don't need a rah-rah speech or a rallying the troops to understand what we have to get done with a guy like Tyson out.
James, when did you guys find out about Joe's not being able to play, and were you told or sat down and said, hey, you're going to play, a lot, you knew you were going to start, but what kind of your thoughts and emotions? Was it any different going into a game knowing, you're one of the main guys rather than just a sub-package guy?
I didn't know till like 9 minutes before the game, and I just prepare each week as if I was going to play as the one. So, I just keep preparing each week.
We'll go to Jeff Hathorn. Jeff?
James, what were the emotions like, and how do you feel that you performed yesterday?
The emotions were not too high, too low. I just played like with the team, as a group, all us played as one.
Brian Backo.
James, you guys have Cincinnati coming in this week. They have Mike Hilton over there now. How much did he help you out last year in your rookie season, especially with him being another undrafted guy who had to kind of come up playing a lot of special teams early on?
He helped me out a lot, like just playing, like working hard, just with special teams, control what you control, and just keep your mind straight.
Nick Fairbaugh.
Hey, James, was there something that the Raiders might have did in the game that kind of caught you guys off guard that maybe they didn't put on film last week that throughout the game kind of just got you guys a little bit off guard as they started to target other guys other than Waller?
The Raiders had very good players, very good plays. They made good plays, good players, So, we had to compete. Each player had to compete. They made good plays.
Go back to Chris Adamski.
How has it been? You guys seem like overall the secondary's done. It's been a lot of moving parts. You played a lot of different sub packages, a lot of people in different places, and it seems like everything's been generally, okay. Has there been a lot of adjustments in terms of, do you know where you're at every time you go out there? It seems like some guys are in the slot, sometimes dime, whatever it might be. Has that been working out well for you as on whole?
Yes, sir. And it's mostly like a coach's thing. I don't know too much. That we just get out there and play, work hard, try to win the downs.
We'll go to Brian Backo.
James, you guys go from Stephon Diggs week 1 to Darren Waller week 2. Now the Bengals, they don't really have that one lead dog, but they've got a lot of good players in their receiving core. What do you know about their group? I know it's early in the week, but what are your initial impressions of the big three they have at receiver?
They have some very good receivers. We got to attack the week, got to get on these guys early. But that group, they're a very good group. So just got to look at it like that.
Jeff Hathorn.
What were your impressions, James, of what Joe Burrow did in college and his rookie year before the injury, and what kind of challenge will he be on Sunday?
Joe Burrow, he's a very great quarterback. He extend plays, he's comfortable with the receivers he have, so that's a big challenge.
We'll go back to Nick Fairbaugh.
Another challenge the Bengals have is the rookie Jamar Chase. He's had a few big plays already there for Cincinnati in week 1. What's the challenges of going up against a guy like him who's pretty much already so polished for a rookie and can come in and give you guys?
Just play each down hard. He's a very good player, great player. He goes hard every play. He don't take a play off, so play each down hard. That's him.
All right, we've got time for 2 more. We'll go back to Brian Backo and then Jeff Hathorn.
James, have you talked to Joe Hayden? Do you think he'll be back this week against the Bengals?
I don't know. I don't talk like about that.
Jeff?
James, how difficult were those injuries to overcome during the game yesterday, especially the ones that occurred in game? And how challenging will it be if some of those guys can't go to, for everybody to step up again?
No, the challenges wasn't like too too high, too low. It's next man up mentality. You know, we got to be ready when called upon. You know, each person got to be ready.